Hi guys, so I know I literally just posted my review of The Wicked Will Rise, but since then I started another book and I finished it because it was amazing. I finished it in 5 hours, just non-stop. It was just so good. And that book would be Yellow Brick War by Danielle Page, the third book in the series, the one that follows The Wicked Will Rise. So, Wicked Will Rise. That awkward moment when you realize that you said The Wicked Will Rise instead of Yellow Brick War. So it starts off, where the portal between Kansas and Oz has been opened, and Amy and Dorothy and Knox and witches have found themselves in Kansas, and how Amy and the witches have to find a way to close the portal but get back to Oz and stop Dorothy from destroying essentially Oz and Kansas because they are connected. And along in this book, another evil character comes into play and just throws everything off course, and it's just, I was really not expecting this character, and it's just really, it puts a good spin on things. It's not the same old character, it's something new, exciting, unknown, that the characters aren't even sure what to expect from this person. So it's going to be really good to see what happens with it. As always, Danielle's descriptions are on point. I feel like I can have perfect imaginations of everything that's going on and that she describes in this book is just so real to me. I want to go to Oz right now. Literally take me there now. The only thing that I really had a problem with in this book was, like with the past books, there's a lot of recapping. And for this book, it was almost like she didn't think I had read The Wicked Will Rise. And it was just very repetitive of saying the same stuff over, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, I read the book. But other than that, it was a very good book. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and it was much better than The Wicked Will Rise. So if you were a little, apprehensive of reading this after you read The Wicked Will Rise, don't be. It was way better, great. Couldn't put it down, obviously, since I read it in 5 hours, in one day. Literally non-stop. Didn't sleep. I have a problem. So if you haven't read the book, you may want to leave now, because I'm getting into some spoilery stuff, and I don't want to run this book for you because it has some major things going on. One thing that I really had a hard time comprehending was why Amy was mad at Knox, because I had to go back and reread that because I was confused why she was so mad. And yeah, I get it. He had hid the fact that he was going to be a part of the quadrant from her. But I don't know, I just feel like she shouldn't be too hard on him, because he didn't think it was going to come to that. He didn't think he was going to have to tell her, because he didn't think he was going to have to join the quadrant. He wasn't doing it to deceive her intentionally. He was just trying to protect her. Although I do see why she would be mad, because if he can't be in love with anyone or be with someone while he's in the quadrant, then he shouldn't have let her on the way he did. But I ship them, so I'm glad that they start working things out as the book goes along. And so Amy has to go back to her mom, and I was a little apprehensive about that because, her mom left her in a tornado that took her to Oz and flipped her world upside down. My life got turned upside down, and it took a minute just to sit right there. But when we saw Amy's mom and how she had cleaned herself up, I felt really happy for her, even though it took her daughter, thinking her daughter was dead, to get her to, quit alcohol and the drugs, the pills, for her to clean her life together. Even though Amy was apprehensive towards her mom at first, I really like how she really genuinely cared. I was totally surprised by the Madison and Dustin turnaround, how they had, Dustin had always been nice, but how Madison went from being, queen bee, supreme of the of the high school to sitting with Amy at lunch. I mean, there's no better way to put it. I felt really sympathetic for Madison and Dustin because even though Madison had been, you know, to Amy and a lot of people, I still felt like the fact that she had been shunned by everyone because she was pregnant and had the kid and was taking responsibility and, I don't know, was still going to get her education and graduate in time, and people were judging her for it. I felt really bad for her. And I also felt bad that Dustin blew his knee out. I was really surprised at how easily Amy was able to befriend them after what they'd done to her, but I understand yet again because they were all three now kind of like the outcasts of the school because of everything that Amy had been through. You know, people didn't believe her for her lie of where she had been, and I mean, I don't blame them, really. Hospital. And people shunned Madison because of her teen pregnancy and her choice to care for her baby. And, I mean, obviously Dustin couldn't be the star football player anymore with a blown out knee. This is nice. I liked them as, like, a trio. It was kind of really refreshing. And the Gnome King. I'm still not sure where he came from. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm ready to learn more about him and what his true intentions are with Amy and Dorothy. And I understand he wants to get Oz, but I'm really concerned about how he's going to try and do it. And I'm so freaking happy that Ozma is back to her old self and is like all her regal and queenliness is like, she's rocking it. I am so excited that she's not in that stupefied state anymore. Like, I felt really, really sorry for her. And the coronation was great. I mean, until Gnome King and Glamora, Glinda, whatever, ruined it. It was a great night, and it was good to see them kind of let loose a little bit, even though Amy could tell that there was something off. I really like the sense of unity that came from that Ozma created through bringing all of the people from Oz together to help rebuild and clean up the palace and the area around the palace. That was just a really happy moment, you know? Very good times, even though that's probably about to all come crashing down, as it always does. I'm very glad that Amy and Knox and Madison were able to get away from the Gnome King through the Yellow Brick Road. I'm ready to see where it leads and where it takes them, what they're going to have to do to get Oz back. Is Ozma going to be able to step up to the plate? I mean, I'm sure she is, but what's going to go on with that? Is Mommy really dead? If Mommy's dead, I am riding because she may be kind of annoying sometimes, but she says it like it is, and I love it. Like, she does not care, and I love it. First Gert, but then Gert's alive. So maybe we think Mommy's dead, but maybe Mommy won't be dead. I really hope not, because I love her. I just love all the witches. Can't wait for the next book to come out next spring, according to Daniel Page's Twitter, is when it's supposed to be released. And I know that's so long from now. Yellow Brick War was fabulous. So if you were kind of apprehensive about reading it after The Wicked Will Rise, read it. It is great. I recommend it. They are fighting for Oz with everything that they have. That is what this book is. So, 5 out of 5 stars. Read it, please. Drop comments about what you thought about the book, whether you think the shoes are good or bad, what's going on with Mommy or the Gnome King, Glamora, Glinda, whatever. Just drop a comment and let me know what you're thinking, because I'd love to hear other people's opinions. So, until the next book, bye guys!